Oh, you philosophical undertoads, I know what you're thinking. What would you get if you threw Robert Zemeckis and Ayn Rand into a room, you told them to work together and write a story, and you got Telltale Games to translate that into the third episode of an episodic video game? Well, you'd get Back to the Future, the game, Episode 3, Citizen Brown. And also, man, you come up with some pretty strange questions. That's like Biff Shrugged.
Got everything under control.
The third episode of Telltale's fantastic, mind-blowing, Derek freaking loves this, Back to the Future the game, Citizen Brown takes Marty McFly to perhaps the most interesting place he's visited yet, Hill Valley in the mid-'80s. Well, obviously that sounds like a pretty familiar place to Back to the Future fans, but believe me, you've never seen Hill Valley quite like this. Now, if you've been living behind a billboard for the Lion Estates and you missed the first two episodes, Back to the Future the game is a terrific, outstanding, superlative point-and-click adventure game based on the wildly popular Back to the Future movies. The first of which happens to be one of my all-time favorite movies. This is information some of you already have. And by far the best thing about this game is the way it plays with that very fanhood. Telltale has done a remarkable job of crafting a story that's packed with situations that spin your expectations like a license plate twirling on flaming pavement. The things you know by heart from the movies and even prior episodes of the series are changed due directly to the things you've done in the game. It's crazy. It's like Marty watching himself watch his dad punch Biff Tannen in the face while another Marty watches in the distance. I mean, this is... I can't even tell you how happy I am right now. The story's very well done, and it's all about the fan service. This time around, Marty's familiar present is a pretty unfamiliar place. After rescuing his crazy, mad scientist friend Doc Brown from a 1931 imprisonment in the first episode, he discovers their actions have seriously altered future events. Or are they present events? I don't even know. I freaking love Back to the Future. Somebody fire up a flux capacitor. Well, in this third episode, Marty's friend is now a delusional dictator, his girlfriend is now a punk rock vagrant, and his mom is back to the bottle. Talk about a full plate for one Martin Seamus McFly. Now, Telltale has progressively taken more and more liberties with the Back to the Future characters as the episodes have continued, but in episode 3, they've perhaps gone further than ever. By this point, they've really made Back to the Future the game their own. And the best thing about that is that it works. And let's be honest, I mean, this stuff's no more of a stretch than Cowboys and Clint Eastwood. And fortunately, those narrative twists are founded in the same great point-and-click adventuring that makes the first two episodes so functionally enjoyable as well. Walking the streets, or I guess even the history of Hill Valley is a very engaging experience. Its fate relies on you this time, and you're the one making the necessary adjustments to the space-time continuum. And I mean, if you're a Back to the Future fan, you really couldn't ask for much more. Putting my subjective gushing aside here, this isn't just a fantastic point-and-click adventure, it's also a stunningly well-done continuation of the Back to the Future saga. And this episode is perhaps more ambitious than any of the prior ones, but it's still packed with fan service. It never feels too much like a stretch, and most importantly, it's just an awesome video game. It's Back to the Future the game, Episode 3. And if you haven't already bought this, I mean, come on. Hello? Anybody home? Think! Undertoads, think!
It's impossible.
No, it's science. Your science.